Today we're looking at 3 slides that will help explain why the Del Mar tax rate is so high and why it's so expensive to get a student through Del Mar when you compare it to the U.S. average. The first slide shows Bancroft Hall. That is the largest college dormitory in America. It was built in 1905. We're very familiar with it because our youngest daughter just lived there for 4 years. We've been inside of it. It's an extremely fine building. Del Mar has 50-year-old buildings on their campus that they want to tear down and replace with the current $157 million bond issue. And they have buildings that were just built on the west campus that they want to repair with part of that $157 million bond issue. Now, that's very confusing when you look at this 110-year-old building that neither needs torn down nor needs to be dramatically repaired because every year they maintain it. That's something that apparently Del Mar hasn't elected to do. They keep saying deferred maintenance. That's a bothersome phrase, deferred maintenance. It's like buying a new car and running it for 80,000 miles and electing not to change the oil. You deferred the maintenance, all right. After 80,000 miles, you'll be spending $10,000 for a new engine. Now, you did save some money every year by not changing that oil, but the ultimate cost is a great deal more than the maintenance would have been. Also, we're looking at the third-party bad debt write-off. Now, that's bad debt. That write-off means Del Mar did not collect that, and it's receivable from a third party. Based on what we're seeing, those third parties are actually organizations that guaranteed college tuition for students. Now, why would they guarantee college tuition and not pay it? Well, that's our question. And then we looked further and found that no lawsuits had ever been filed. So the question is, why is Del Mar not collecting that debt? We don't know. We know they aren't. We know they've never filed any lawsuits. We know they've never sent out any green cards, the certified mail. We don't know why, but the numbers are huge. Now, the next slide's the tax rate. Tax rate is now the third highest in Texas, and we have one of the highest debt per student ratios in Texas. If this $157 million bond issue goes through, we will be the highest debt per student ratio in Texas for any community college. Keep in mind, the Board of Regents had originally wanted $287 million. That would be 6 times the average debt per student for any community college in Texas. Now, why is it so expensive? One reason is CCISD is not doing their job. These students are coming out, graduating from CCISD with a less than high school education. They're reading, many of them, at the 4th grade level. So who has to educate them after that? CCISD has already graduated them, so the local community college has to take up that issue and educate these students to read at an elementary level. You can't get a job reading at the 4th grade level. At best, you're minimum wage. At best. At worst, you're unemployed and a true burden on the taxpayers. Now, we're also getting the dropout rate. What is the dropout rate for CCISD? It varies depending on where you look. Anywhere from a low of 12% to a high of 30% on the internet, depending on what year you're looking at. With any of those numbers is a bad number. The most recent number I saw was a 22% dropout rate. That means these kids aren't graduating. That means they're going to GED programs. Where's the GED program at? Well, Del Mar has a lot of people attending GED programs. Very expensive. That burden is passed on from CCISD not doing their job, not graduating the students, to Del Mar, which is locally supported tax base. That's us, guys. We're paying for the failure of CCISD, and that increases our tax rate. And as you can see, we currently have the 3rd highest tax rate of any community college in Texas. More to come. Thank you.